Bonjour et bienvenue sur épisode 5 de Let's Play Call of Cthulhu avec Trixi et Chris.
Hello, hello!
Allez, let's go dans la folie!
Et donc voilà, alors si vous vous souvenez, dans l'épisode précédent, on avait trouvé ce fameux personnage qui nous demandait des cachets, et si jamais on lui trouve les cachets, il fera énormément de bruit pour attirer le garde qui est vers le fond là, et du coup qui nous empêche de passer pour aller activer un troisième levier pour l'électricité. Alors on va essayer de voir derrière peut-être.
Oui, aussi dans l'épisode précédent, on a croisé deux infirmiers qui étaient à la recherche des somnifères parce qu'ils avaient plus là-haut.
Donc là en fait on a fait le tour.
Du coup, ici, on avait fait administration la dernière fois. Je pense.
Exactly what I need.
Ah, on n'a pas fait cette côté-là.
Locked.
Oui, avec là.
Ok.
Du coup.
Allez, allez, allez.
This padlock is too complicated for me.
Ah, trop complexe. Clé de la salle de maintenance et clé de la salle de garde.
The control wheel to mount on a plumbing system.
Saisir et signer la bonne pratique.
Ok. Tu peux pas fermer cette porte?
Ah si on peut, mais on est obligé de passer en fait.
On va pas tuer les gardes?
Non.
Ah.
Je pense pas. Je pense qu'on est dans un jeu où t'essaies de faire un minimum de violence.
D'accord. Et là, on peut fermer cette porte de cuisine. Comme ça, on est moins embêté.
Voilà. Donc là, il y a un autre garde là-dedans.
Pharmacie.
Il faudrait savoir comment c'est ce garde. Je crois qu'il venait vers moi quand même. Hein.
Oui.
The door is blocked on the other side.
Ok.
Il te cherche là, il dit viens te montrer. Là.
With these chains on your wrist, you can't escape.
Non, c'est pas ça.
Where do they keep their sleeping pills? Scopolamine? My new friend's sleeping
Mets-toi dans le
pills.
cabinet, derrière toi.
De quoi?
Le cabinet à gauche. Mets-toi là-dedans. Il y a un bouquin.
Histoire générale de la médecine. Ok, alors là, je suis désolé. Hein. J'essaie de faire assez vite. Et là-dedans, j'aimerais bien retrouver l'objet quand même.
Oui, pareil.
Quel ennemi tu vas me faire repérer, toi? Je vois rien qui brille. Hein. Dernière fois. Si on trouve rien, on bouge, hein, tant pis.
No.
Ah, purée, enfin!
Enfin. Mais c'était sûr, tu avais raison que c'était bien le côté d'où vient le garde, quoi.
Pour la difficulté, je pense que c'était
Ouais.
c'était fait exprès.
C'est ça. C'est pas par ici, là, à gauche, monsieur? Il est là, non, debout?
I've got what you want.
Show me!
There. And remember, they don't come for free.
Don't you worry, you'll have your diversion. Go on now, go hide yourself. The crows! They're everywhere! Make 'em...
What carnage.
Peut-être qu'en fermant la porte, ça peut être pas mal.
Je me suis dit pareil.
Waouh.
Oh
Du
là
coup,
là.
c'est assez macabre. Hein.
Oh, c'est horrible. Oh, c'est des... Oh,
Je sais pas ce qu'ils font avec les corps.
je pense pas qu'on va savoir, en fait.
Je pense, ouais, je suis pas sûr non plus.
Theoretically,
Ok,
it's an
laisse-
ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little rock.
Hmm. C'est bon, il y a toujours personne. Ok.
I can still increase the load.
Ah,
On a loupé un?
à première vue. Ok, il y a 4...
On a fait rouge et jaune, là. Et du coup... C'est laquelle, celle-là? Le bleu?
J'ai récupéré la clé. C'est ça.
Ok, il est là.
Au cas où.
Ah, il y a
Oh,
quelque
je peux
chose,
m'échapper
là.
là aussi.
Fais voir. Tu en échappes?
J'ai l'impression.
All the levers are activated. The green gas leaves from here and it runs through the whole building.
Coupe boulon. Ça peut servir peut-être?
Now for the next step.
What?
Oh!
This lever must turn on the gas machine.
Ah. Note de service. D'un mécanicien à Dr. Fuller qui a réparé la machine. La tuyauterie a été endommagée et craint que du gaz ne s'échappe. Il n'a pas le moyen de faire plus en si peu de temps. Ok. Faut faire une grosse pression, comme ça elle va exploser.
Ouais, je pense que c'est ça qui va créer la diversion pour qu'on puisse éventuellement s'échapper.
Note à l'attention du personnel. L'incident de la semaine dernière a occasionné de graves dégâts sur l'infrastructure ainsi que l'arrêt des expériences en cours. C'est inadmissible. Dorénavant, les vannes permettant d'actionner des robinets de gaz devront être remises dans la salle de stockage après chaque utilisation. En outre, vous devez tenir le registre des utilisations à jour. Ok. C'est pour ça qu'on a trouvé les vannes.
Voilà, mais du coup...
Oh, il faut mettre la pression et lancer le truc.
Là, on a lancé...
Ah.
Ok.
Parfait. Ok, il est au max. Pour revenir aux vannes de pression.
Je pense, ouais, on va activer le truc. C'était ça qu'il fallait activer. Voilà. Et du coup, peut-être activer ça.
The piping hasn't burst. Not yet, anyway.
Ok. Et si on met de l'électricité dans l'autre salle?
Pendant que nous on fait nos petits manips avec...
That should draw the attention of the guards.
Et
We should
bouge.
hide.
Damn it.
Et il cache. Ils arrivent.
Normalement c'est écrit en grand.
Là, exit.
Là normalement.
Non, j'aurais pris l'autre.
Ah, c'est pas moi qui contrôle.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. He's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want them. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
In her
On va
office,
dire
I
ça.
saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. Though we should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. Don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me.
Oula.
Sanders!
What?
What the hell? I gotta...
On va se barrer, moi je dis, hein.
Say, what killed him?
J'ai pas envie de fouiller bizarrement. Oh god, il m'a fait peur. Ah mais non, ça c'est là où on était tout à l'heure.
Damn! The gas!
Non.
Oh, my head.
Later. We need to move on.
Chapitre 6. Manoir Hawkins. Pierce s'est réveillé dans un asile installé dans les sous-sols de l'Institut Riverside. Il a rencontré le docteur Colden, une amie de Bradley, qui l'a aidé à s'échapper. En errant dans les couloirs de cet endroit où le docteur Fuller règne en maître, Pierce a pu parler à un homme nommé Francis Sanders. Avant de mourir sous les yeux du détective, il a accusé Sarah Hawkins d'être responsable de ses tourments. Pierce a finalement quitté l'endroit maudit en compagnie de Bradley et Colden. Les compagnons d'infortune décident d'utiliser le manoir Hawkins comme planque.
Let's go.
Et du coup, le 15 qu'on a lancé, finalement, nous sommes succombés à ça.
Ah, tu penses que c'est nous? On s'est auto-piégé?
Je sais pas.
Who goes there?
Peut-être, oui.
That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Alors, on entend l'officier Bradley.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Ok.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Ok, alors lui il va nous parler à première
How's
vue.
your fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
J'hésite. On parle à Bradley ou à Colden? Colden.
Colden.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Fuller a fondé Riverside.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father is to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla.
Oh,
He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
cadavre.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kinds.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Non, on va parler aux flics maintenant. Ah, vous devriez être mort. On n'a pas encore assez.
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the?
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
C'est le
The man's
sien.
a danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
C'est bizarre. C'est bizarre.
You two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
It seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Mais c'est quoi ce délire?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel.
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Oh.
Ouais, c'est bizarre.
On est toujours score insuffisant?
Ouais.
Non, pour l'autre.
Francis Sanders. You know,
Yes, j'avais regardé vite fait.
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
he knew Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Une sorte de crise.
Sanders started screaming, convulsing.
Convulsing. That doesn't fit with his history.
His body got all crooked.
What in God's name? And you were alone with him?
He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the culprit.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Mieux vaut affronter la vérité, moi je pense. Hein.
He's
Je
right.
pense aussi.
We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
On va
I'll do my
essayer.
best.
Parler à la veuve Sanders.
Chapitre 6. Résidence des Saunders. P.S. Colton et Bradley sont à présent liés par l'affaire Sarah Hawkins. Ils décident de suivre la piste de Francis Sanders, collectionneur d'art et ami de la peintre, mort sur les yeux de pièces. Ce dernier se rend à sa demeure pour interroger sa veuve sur la vagabonde, dont le malheureux a parlé avant de mourir.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders? I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may.
Elle est bizarre cette fille.
J'avoue.
Before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Oh oui, plein de choses.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Il est mort hurlant sous mes yeux. Vous le prenez plutôt bien. Je pense que je vais lui dire ça. Hein. La vérité.
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Est-ce que j'essaie ça?
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Mais c'est elle
Luck
qui a
is
mis son
obviously
mari.
very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Je reste sur le vagabond.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Oh. Oh, il y avait un lettre sur la
Yes.
table. Un courrier là.
Did she really care for him after all?
Lettre de refuge. De Dr. Fuller. Et il pouvait pas lui donner le corps. Ok.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Ah. On le voit en photo.
En effet.
Ouh, reconstitution. Ah, une tasse.
Faut que je passe de l'autre côté.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Ok. Piano.
house of artists.
Maison d'artiste.
A house of artists.
Ok.
Xander's accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Ouais, c'est...
Ah, il y avait un truc sur la peinture cachée, là.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why? She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. The Shambler. I need to see it.
Ouais, quand tu vois ça, t'as pas forcément envie de le voir, hein.
Non, 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 j'aurais pas dit ça. Alors, la galerie. Oh, il y a un bouquin à droite, ouais.
Ah.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in the phonograph.
Et il y a 4.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
On va lui dire ça.
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Nope.
Elle est assez cash, hein.
Bah, c'est clair. On a 4e boîte. Donc on est des voleurs.
Oh, clé de la galerie.
Et un bouquin. Souhaitez-vous consulter ces livres?
Bah oui.
Malleus Bestium, volume 2. Ceci affectera votre destin.
D'accord.
C'est une sorte d'encyclopédie des créatures monstrueuses et inconnues. Ok. Attends, à droite.
Oh, bien joué.
Mais moi, c'est une question anatomique. Ok.
Donc là, on augmente en médecine.
Yes.
On a augmenté en occultisme, en médecine. Bon bah...
Y a rien sur le bureau. Je pensais voir les somnifères là.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Une sorte d'amulette.
I could use one of those.
Hop. Encore des somnifères.
Ça peut nous servir peut-être plus tard, à voir.
La baleine et la morue. Ok. Ah, tu vois.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Ouh.
Donc ouais, si...
Ça va passer.
Il y avait quelque chose avec cette toile quand même. Hein.
Ouais. La galerie. Et le sauvegarde. Oh god. On va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Merci à tous d'avoir regardé cette vidéo. Si vous avez aimé, n'hésitez pas à mettre des pouces bleus et à vous abonner. N'oubliez pas la petite cloche, comme ça vous aurez toutes les notifications de notre future vidéo et nos lives. Si vous avez des jeux en multijoueur, comme Rainbow Six Siege ou autre, n'hésitez pas à nous dire dans les commentaires. Ce sera avec un grand plaisir qu'on jouera avec vous lors de notre prochaine live. Allez, à la prochaine. Bisous bisous. Ciao ciao.